Okay, today I'm gonna try and get through a collection video for cases 1 through 6. So this will just be like the part 1 of probably 2 or 3 parts. We'll see how far I get on this video. I may not get through all 6 of these first 6 cases, but I'm gonna see how far I can get for too long. So we're gonna start off with case 1. And here we go. We got a second witness, the Elizabeth Panting story. The fifth wave. I'm gonna try and do this in such a way that there is not a glare behind me, but might not work because there's an overhead light and reflective surfaces like this. Then we got the sixth day. Dr. No, the DVD for James Bond under 007 naturally, and Dr. No on Blu-ray. I might end up butchering some of the pronunciations of these. Not necessarily James Bond movies, but some of the movies in my collection I might end up butchering the name because I've never heard it pronounced before. There's a case of that happening in the Ends under Night. And then here's the DVD and Blu-ray for From Russia with Love. If the discs look the same, then I'll just show one of them. But if they look different, like these, or like as was the case so far, then I'll show both. Here's another instance where I'll do that. Goldfinger on DVD and Blu-ray. When we get to DC, I'll show all the discs, even if they look the same, unless it's like seasons of a show that look exactly the same, like with Flash and Arrow. I'll just show one disc per season for those. Same with the Blu-rays of Smallville. And then we got Thunderball on DVD and Blu-ray. One that I only have on Blu-ray so far is You Only Live Twice, 007. In case you haven't noticed, we're in a 007 section of my collection. And it's probably the biggest, or one of the biggest, if not the biggest section in the numbers portion. And then we have On Her Majesty's Secret Service, only on Blu-ray. Haven't gotten the DVD yet. Same with the next two. Diamonds Are Forever, Live and Let Die. And then one I have on DVD and Blu-ray, where the discs look different, are Man with the Golden Gun, or is Man with the Golden Gun, right there. With that one, you can kind of tell it was written more for Sean Connery than Roger Moore, because Sean Connery, his humor was more like what Roger Moore was trying to portray here, and I think it was intentionally written for Connery. But yeah, it's still a great James Bond movie though. I love it. I love all the James Bond movies except for the original Casino Royale from like the 80s. That one was just a dud, and I don't have it. Then there's The Spy Who Loved Me that I only have on Blu-ray. Okay, this next one looks pretty much the same. It's just the lettering is in a different color and it doesn't have the Blu-ray band on the bottom there. Here's the DVD for Moonraker. The Blu-ray looks remarkably similar. I'll go ahead and show it this time, but I won't with others if the discs look completely identical, minus the Blu-ray strip. This is what I call the Blu-ray strip. Here's the Moonraker Blu-ray. So moving forward, if I say the discs look the same from Blu-ray to from DVD to Blu-ray, then I'll just show then I'll show only one of them. Here's For Your Eyes Only. This is the Ultimate Edition DVD, apparently, and Blu-ray. Then we have Octopussy on DVD and Blu-ray. I usually put the DVDs in before the Blu-rays. If I had more space in this area, I would show you what I mean. But let's say the DVD is in the top of one of the pages. I know in another one of my collection videos I showed what the binders look like inside. There's 8 slots and it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If one's, say, in position 5 as a DVD, then 6 would be the Blu-ray of that same title. Then we have A View to Kill. A View to a Kill, my bad. The Living Daylights, DVD disc 1, DVD disc 2, and the Blu-ray. I believe the Blu-ray just has one disc. Yes, that is correct. Okay. Moving on. We have only the Blu-ray for License to Kill, haven't gotten the DVD yet. Then we have only the DVD for Never Say Never Again. I might try and find a Blu-ray for that, but I don't know if one exists. Only Blu-ray for GoldenEye. DVD and a Blu-ray for Tomorrow Never Dies. This one came out in 1997, it looks like. So we're getting closer to present day Bond, but not quite there yet. Then we have The World Is Not Enough on DVD and Blu-ray. Trying to see if this one came out in 99. Then we have Die Another Day, disc 1. In disc 2. And then Blu-ray looks like that. Okay. Then we have 2 identical Blu-rays of Casino Royale starring Daniel Craig. I haven't found it. I don't think I have a DVD. I might have a DVD somewhere misplaced. But don't think that's the case. Oh, it's Quantum of Solace that I ended up getting a DVD of. So I have 2 Blu-rays for Casino Royale. 3 Blu-rays for Quantum of Solace. Not sure how I managed that. But here's the DVD. And since since one of the Blu-rays does not look like the other 2, I'll show 2 different Blu-rays for that. Quantum of Solace Blu-ray Style 1 and Style 2. The third Blu-ray for Casino Royale, or Quantum of Solace, I mean, it looks like the one I showed before, the one with Bond on it. See? Yeah. Then I have 2 Blu-rays again of the next 2 Bond movies. We have Skyfall, the DVD, And here's Blu-ray number 2. Both Blu-rays look the same, so I'm not going to show both. And then the discs for the DVD and the Blu-ray for Spectre look the same, so I'm only going to show one of the 3 copies. One of 3. And that is the second of the 2 Blu-rays that I got. There we go. And then only on DVD with an identical bonus disc is No Time to Die, the most recent 007 movie. I haven't been able to get that one on Blu-ray yet, but I did leave one slot open for it because I'm guessing it probably would just be a standalone Blu-ray. Then we have 7 Seconds. 7 Signs of Christ's Return. I might get rid of this one because it wasn't all that interesting to me. 9. This one was kind of like a ragdoll come to life type story where the ragdoll characters were facing off against evil robots. Pretty cool. Animated movie, but still PG-13. Very cool. And then we have 9 Months, a Chris Columbus movie. He doesn't star in it, he directed it, I guess. I think that's what that means. And then we have 12 Years a Slave. An interesting story, actually. Check it out if you like Civil War era type movies. Then we have 13 Going on 30, which is kind of the inverse of the next movie, 17 Again. In 17 Again, there's I'm not sure how old the guy was to begin with, probably in his early 40s or late 30s, something like that. But he wished that he could be young again to fall in love with his wife all over again. And so he ended up being 17 again, as the title says. But it's still present day for him. Like he de-aged, but he didn't go back in time at all. And so he got to go to high school with his high school age daughter and help her through some pretty tough times with bullying and such. He protected his daughter while she had no idea who he was in his 17-year-old body. And Zac Efron plays the 17-year-old version of the character. And then we have 17 Miracles. It's fun to count the miracles when I watch this. Last time I counted them, I only found 16 of the 17, but that's a good pioneer story. Then we have 27 Dresses, 28 Days Later, a good horror movie. 28 Weeks Later, a solid sequel, one of the better horror movie sequels or horror movie duology type sequels, or there's just 2 of them, I think. Then we have 30 Days of Night. This one was an interesting vampire movie. I haven't yet watched the sequel here, 30 Days of Night, Dark Days. I haven't had a chance to watch this one yet because I've been watching a lot of DC content lately from my collection. Speaking of which, I'm almost done with Constantine, the complete series from the Arrowverse, and I might be doing a review once I finish this series, since it's just a quick, like, 1-season thing. And then we have this one, 30 Minutes or Less. No idea what that's about. 50 First Dates and Big Daddy, a couple of Adam Sandler movies. These two were the ones that I was looking for when I found a 4-pack of Adam Sandler movies, because these two were the ones that I was interested in having. The other two we'll get to in one of the other cases coming up. Those ones I was not all that interested in trying to get, but these two I was. Then on DVD and Blu-ray, we have Cruella, starring Emma Stone as Cruella. Pretty decent origin story. I had a good time with it. I want to try and get the 4K just to see if it was red, if the disc was red, because for a good amount of the runtime for Cruella, Emma Stone's Cruella, or Estella as her cover was, as her alter ego was, had when she was Estella, she had a red wig on, like almost like Mary Jane Watson red. If you watched the 90s Spider-Man cartoon, kind of that red in a way, in a sense. For as acting as her Clark Kent or Diana Prince disguise mode, if she was a superhero, which she is not, far from it. But yeah, I'd be interested to see if the 4K disc is red to reflect that red wig. And then we have 101 Dalmatians, the 2-disc Platinum Edition. Here's the second disc. Then we have 101 Dalmatians 2, Patch's London Adventure. That one only has one disc. Then we have 101 Dalmatians live action, starring Glenn Close as Cruella. She did a phenomenal job. And 102 Dalmatians, again starring Glenn Close as Cruella. Another magnificent job. Then we have 127 Hours, which Deadpool spoils the ending of when he's trying to get away from Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead in the first Deadpool movie, which I now have 5 copies of, I think. Then we have 300 on Blu-ray. It's a really good Spartan movie. Now I know the context behind Gerard Butler saying this is Sparta. Very cool scene. 300 Rise of an Empire. This one wasn't about the Spartans, it was about a different ancient society. I want to say like Ethiopians or something. I don't remember for sure. 500 Days of Summer. Haven't yet watched that one. Then we have 1408. In my last collection video, I hadn't watched it. Now I have seen this, and it's a pretty good movie. 1408 is kind of a cursed hotel room at this one hotel that someone stays at, and a lot of psychologically thrilling stuff happens to whoever is in room 1408, and definitely check it out if you're interested in that sort of psychological thriller type thing. It is PG-13, but it might be too creepy for younger audiences still, so be careful if you want to show that to your kids. There are some pretty intense, creepy moments. Then we have Stanley Kubrick's 2001: A Space Odyssey. This one came out in 1968, I guess, and is rated G. It's a sci-fi movie of some sort. I got it in a 4-pack, if you remember from a haul video not too long ago. Haul is in HAUL. Then we have 2012, 2012 Doomsday, 2012 Supernova. For a long time, I couldn't figure out where I put this disc because I forgot that I had put it in a case for something that I had down in this room. When I had a stack of cases off to my left over here, of things that I had never seen before. And when I went to go, or one day I was looking for 2012 Supernova and looked in that case for, I can't remember which case it was now, but I looked inside that case to see if it was there for some reason, and it was. I had been looking for it for 2 months and finally found it at that point. Then we have 2047 Virtual Revolution right here. This looks really cool. It looks like when machines take over. And then we have 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Disc 1 and 2. And then a show that I'll show each disc because it have a different character on each DVD. And that is A-Team Season 1. Here's that character. I'm not familiar with the names of the characters. I do know the character of the next, or the name of the next character. Or at least, yeah, from LEGO Dimensions, I recognize him. And that is B.A. Baracus on disc 2. Then there's this character on disc 3. And this guy on disc 4. And then I have the A-Team movie where Liam Neeson was in charge of the A-Team. I think he is this guy, this character here. Yeah. Yep, he is. So he's playing the character that was on the first disc of Season 1 for A-Team. Then we have About a Boy. Haven't seen it yet. Accidental Love. That one was an interesting story. Addams Family, Volume 1 from the 60s. It was, the whole series was in black and white, and I think they did it on purpose because around the same time was Batman 66 with Adam West, and that was in color. I'm only going to show one disc per, they call them volumes, one disc per volume. So here, that was Volume 1, Disc 1. Here's Volume 2, Disc 3. Hopefully I can, oh, the screen is giving off a glare too. There we go. Maybe that'll make it easier. Or not. And then we have Volume 3, Disc 2. Oh my. That is a big glare. Yeah. Then we have a 1991 movie, The Addams Family here. Then we have 1993's Addams Family Values. The Addams Family Animated Movie 1 and 2. For the discs that are really badly glared like that, I apologize. I wish I could fix it so it doesn't do that. But I'm just working with what I can do right now. Then we have 2 copies of Adam's Rib that each look differently. Here's the first copy. that I think came in a 4-pack with three other movies. And then I have one that I got just by itself, right here. Maybe if I turn the brightness down a little bit, it'll not be so glary. Anyway. Then we have Aeon Flux. That was a really interesting sci-fi movie. One of the characters I think ended up having a mod where a bodily modification where her feet were replaced with hands, so she had 4 hands. Interesting stuff. It's weird. I don't know why someone would want to do that, but apparently one of the characters in Aeon Flux wanted to do that. And we have Agent Cody Banks 1. That's a good family-friendly spy movie there. Geared more for younger kids, I would say. Same with this one, Agent Cody Banks 2, Destination London. I got this one first, and then tried for like a year and a half to find the first one before watching either one. I've since watched both. Pretty decent. Then we have AI, Artificial Intelligence. I would need to rewatch that. I haven't watched it since like 2013 or 2018, I think. And here's disc 2. Then we have Air Force One, where Harrison Ford is the president. Or is cast as the president, I should say. Then we have the classic cartoon of Aladdin on DVD. And on a European Blu-ray. Or United Kingdom version, to be more specific. I looked up where the rating in the triangle there is from. This one's rated U, which is apparently the equivalent to G here in America, but that is a UK rating. The more you know. Then we have The Return of Jafar, only on DVD so far. I want to try and get a standalone Blu-ray for that, as well as this one, Aladdin and the King of Thieves. I think Return of Jafar and the original one are my favorites, and Aladdin and the King of Thieves just kind of exists. Then I have the live-action remake of Aladdin on DVD. Which I got in a Blu-ray combo pack. And then I have 2 identical Blu-rays for that because I also got the 4K combo pack. But here's the 4K disc right here. Which, if I'm not mistaken, that's the first 4K that we've come across in this collection video so far. There's been plenty of Blu-rays and plenty of DVDs, but I think that was the first 4K of the video. Then we have Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day, or as I like to call it, Alexander and the Very Long Title About a Bad Day. Or just longest movie title ever. Other than the Birds of Prey movie, which also has a very long title. Which I like to call the Birds of Prey Harley Quinn movie. Then we have the next 8 movies are separated onto 2 discs, and they are themed towards Alaska. So we have Spirit of the Eagle, Sign of the Otter, Lost in the Barrens, Call of the Yukon on disc 1. I think it's disc 1. For some reason they came in 2 different cases that look, or like 2 cases that look pretty much the same and listed the same movies, but only each case only had half of the movies. So I do have all 8, and the other 8 are Escape from Alaska, Legend of the Ruby Silver, Storm and Sorrow, and Walking Thunder. There we go. Then we have, I'm only going to show the first disc for for this one, for these next 4 discs, because the discs look the same, they just have different titles on them. I will, however, take the disc out and read the titles, and that is for the Alfred Hitchcock A Legacy of Suspense collection. I want to say there's 20 included in this. Yeah, 20 movies. Now I'll go ahead and read the all 20 of them off, but I won't show the other discs because they all look like this, just with different titles listed here. So this one has The Lady Vanishes, The Farmer's Wife, The Man X Man, Alfred Hitchcock Presents the the Shani the Shanae Vase, I think. Alfred Hitchcock Presents The Sorcerer's Apprentice. I have seen these 5, but it's been a little while. Most of these came out in like I think from the 20s to the 30s, so most of them are in black and white, and a few of them are even silent movies. Then disc 2 has Rich and Strange, The 39 Steps, Secret Agent, Champagne, and Blackmail. Then disc 3 has Easy Virtue, Jamaica Inn, The Lodger, The Ring, and Young and Innocent. These ones are under A for Alfred Hitchcock. And then we have on disc 4, the final 5 movies from this collection are Juno and the Paycock, Sabotage, The Skin Game, number 17, and The Man Who Knew Too Much. I want to watch these other 15 eventually, but I like with much older movies like that, I like them in smaller doses. Because they're more about building suspense than anything creepy actually happening. So, yeah. Then we have the special unanniversary edition of Alice in Wonderland, the animated cartoon. This has 2 discs, but I'll only show the first one here because they look the same. I think it's funny that it's called the unanniversary edition because at one point in the story, Alice goes to an un-birthday party. And then we have the live-action Tim Burton directed Alice in Wonderland movie with Johnny Depp as the Mad Hatter. Personally, I like the cartoon version better. And then one that I have on Blu-ray DVD combo pack is Alice Through the Looking Glass. I like this one more than its predecessor, but I still like Alice in Wonderland, the cartoon one, or the original cartoon one, better than both of them. Here's the Blu-ray for Through the Looking Glass. Can't really tell what it says here. Anyway. Then we have Prometheus on DVD. Since this is included in the Alien franchise, it makes sense to have this under A for Alien, even though it's barely an Alien movie. But you might remember that from when I ranked the Alien franchise a ways back. And here's one of my Blu-rays. I have 2 Blu-rays. They look pretty much the same, just a slightly different coloring. I'll go ahead and show the other one too, I guess. There we go. Then I have Alien Covenant on DVD and 2 identical Blu-rays. No difference whatsoever in the Blu-rays. I also have slots for, or 2 slots for 4K combo packs for these, for all of the Alien movies here. Here's Alien 1. This isn't working very well. I need to scooch over a little bit. Here we go. And Alien 1 on Blu-ray. Aliens on DVD. and Blu-ray. Alien 3 on DVD, if you can see it. There we go. And on Blu-ray. Again, hopefully you guys can see these and the glare's not blocking it too badly. Then we have Alien 4 Resurrection. For some reason that says disc 7 on it, even though it just was a standalone disc by itself. And then we have Alien Resurrection, the Blu-ray. Then we have the theatrical cut of, or both cuts are on DVD, but here's the theatrical cut for Alien vs. Predator 1. And here's the unrated version. Then we have Alien vs. Predator Requiem on theatrical DVD and unrated DVD as well. Of the two of those, Requiem I think is my favorite. Then we have Alien from LA, which was not an extraterrestrial story. It like I thought it was going to be. Then we have Aliens in the Attic, a good little family movie. Alita Battle Angel, a sequel, has recently been teased, and I'd be all for it because this one was pretty good. And then on the next page here, we have Allied. This is a World War II story. Stars Brad Pitt, I believe, as the lead male character. Then we have Alma and King Noah's Court. Like in the Scriptures story. I have lots of the Like in the Scripture stories. Then we have Almost Famous, and I only recognize one or two people on the disc, and that's these two girls here. I've seen those two in other things, but I don't recognize anyone else on the disc. Then I have a Blu-ray of Alvin and the Chipmunks 1, DVD for Alvin and the Chipmunks 2, The Squeakquel, and a DVD for Alvin and the Chipmunks 3, Chipwrecked. I haven't been able to find a not scratched up copy of Alvin and the Chipmunks 4 Road Chip, but I would like to track it down. Probably just a DVD, but I could probably find it online on Amazon. That's what I did for the Blu-ray of the first one. Then we have American Beauty, the Awards Edition. And it's an alright movie, kind of creepy. But not like in a horror movie way. It's creepy in another way. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Then we have American Horror Story Season 1. This is with this series, I'll just show one disc per season because there's I have 8 out of 11 seasons. So there's disc 1 for season 1. Here's disc 2 for season 2, Asylum. Disc 1 for season 3, Coven. Each season is a standalone story. Like, for example, events from season 1, subtitled Murder House, has no relevance to the story in Asylum at all in season 2. It just has actors that cross over from each season playing a new character each time. Then we have season 4, disc 1, Freak Show. Disc 4 for season 5, American Horror Story Hotel. Disc 1 for season 6, Roanka. I probably butchered that, I'm sorry. I've only seen all the way through the first 2 seasons, even though I have the first 8 now. Then we have season 7, Cult. And season 8, Apocalypse. That was the third disc for Cult, and the first one for Apocalypse. I left slots open for under the impression that seasons 9, 10, and 11 would have 3 discs apiece. So I have, 9 and 10, sorry, would have 3 discs each. So I have 6 open slots for that. Then we have American Made, based on a true lie of a cocaine smuggler, played by Tom Cruise. Then we have American Sniper, another war movie, I think. Maybe even World War II. I'm not completely certain about that because it's been a while since I watched it. Then we have Amish Latter-day Saints, blending 2 worlds into one. There you go. That was a pretty interesting little documentary. Then we have Amityville 3D, or in other words, the original Amityville horror movie from the, I think, 70s or 80s. Amityville 2, The Possession. Glare. And then I have 2 copies that look different for the 2005 Ryan Reynolds starring Amityville horror movie. That's that one and this one. They're both the 2005 version. This one came by itself, and the other one came in a 3-pack with the original and the second one. And then we have, like in the scriptures, Ammon and Lamoni right here. The Angry Birds movie 1 and 2, DVD and Blu-ray for each. The Blu-rays do look different, so I will show those now. Blu-ray for the first movie and the second one. And then we have Anna from 2013, which is a very different movie from the next entry here. This one is about a girl who was repressing memories of her parents being killed in front of her and having to talk to some sort of therapist guy up in her room because she refused to go anywhere outside of her house. Because that event of her parents being killed in front of her scared her that badly that she didn't want to leave her house. And then more of a spy and espionage story is Anna from 2018. I like this one a bit better. This one's more of a Cold War Soviet versus American type story. And the titular character of Anna in this one is working for both the CIA and the Russian government or Secret Service agencies, collecting intel on both for the other. Then we have Annabelle. from the Conjuring universe, Annabelle Creation, and Annabelle Comes Home. All three of those have slots for 4K combos, but I currently only have the DVDs. Then we have a DreamWorks animated movie, Ants. I haven't seen the whole movie yet, but I saw part of it a while back. I don't even remember which streaming service I watched it on because even though I had the DVD at the time, I wanted to watch it on streaming. It might have been Prime or Hulu, something like that. Then we have the Ant Bully. It's been a number of years since I've seen that, so I can't give any thoughts on it, unfortunately. I watched like the first 20 minutes or so of Apocalypse Now Redux on this one, but not enough to really know what was going on. It seemed like a war story again, like maybe like Vietnam War era. Then we have Aquamarine, a mermaid story. This next disc has two titles on it. One of them starts with an A, the other does not, so I have it under the one that does. We have Arc of Triumph and Cold Sweat. I believe one of them is PG and the other is rated R. I'm not sure which is which, but I'm interested to watch those because they both sound kind of cool. Then we have Are We There Yet? Starring Ice Cube, and Are We Done Yet? It's a pretty decent sequel. I've seen both of them, and they're pretty good. I definitely have seen better movies of a similar type to this one or to these two, but pretty good. Then we have the discs look identical for this next Blu-ray DVD combo pack, so I'll just show the DVD, and that is for Argo, which I think is a Roman or like an ancient Rome type story, or Greek, something like that, ancient Greece. Then we have the Aristocats, Armageddon, Arthur and the Invisibles. Like with Ant Bully, it's been forever since I've seen Arthur and the Invisibles. I'm not even sure if my copy for either one of those still works because of how old the discs are. They may be super scratched, I'm not sure. I didn't think to look at the back of the disc when I showed it. Then we have As Good as It Gets, starring Jack Nicholson. Interesting story. I enjoyed that one. I want to try and get it on Blu-ray. Then we have Astro Boy, the robot that would be a regular boy. It's kind of a Pinocchio story, but not quite the same. It's about a robot boy that wants to be a real boy, but as a robot, he's a superhero. Not sure why he would want to stop being a superhero. Come on. I wish I was a superhero. Hence the Captain America shirt. Then we have Atlantis, The Lost Empire, with a slot for its sequel, Milo's Return. Atomic Blonde, a sequel for this was also teased. I'm not sure if I believe that one as much as Alita Battle Angel 2, but if there is a sequel, I have a slot saved for it. Then we have the first two Austin Powers movies, International Man of Mystery and The Spy Who Shagged Me, right there. With two slots for individual Blu-ray releases, given that I found out that my Men in Black Blu-ray trilogy was on the first. Let me backtrack a little bit. My DVDs for Men in Black 1 and 2 were combined, both of them on the same disc. The Blu-rays were separate. So I'm imagining that'll probably be the case again for the Austin Powers first 2 movies if I get a trilogy pack for those as well. And then here is Austin Powers in Gold Member. That's the third one there. I have a slot for a Blu-ray for that as well. And then I'm only going to show you one of the next 9 discs because they all look the same. But that is Avatar: The Last Airbender, the complete series. Here's book 1, disc 1, Water, where Aang was learning how to be a waterbender on top of his airbending. I've not seen the whole series all the way through in a great number of years, but but since getting the Blu-rays, I have gotten to book 2, Earth. But yeah, I'm not going to show the other 8 discs. There are 9 Blu-rays in that complete series collection that I got. And then there's the So-So Last Airbender movie that a lot of people say doesn't exist because they think it's horrible. I don't think it's horrible, but it's so-so. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's somewhere in the middle, closer to terrible. Then on DVD, I have The Legend of Korra, Book 1, Air. I have 2 discs. Then Book 2, Spirits, also had 2 discs. Sorry, my throat is starting to get a little dry. I should probably grab something to drink when I'm done with this case. We're a little more than halfway done. We're maybe like 3/4 of the way. Then we have Book 3 on Blu-ray, Change. 2 discs for that as well. And same thing for the Blu-rays of Book 4, Balance. I look forward to watching from beginning to end Avatar: The Last Airbender, and then from beginning to end Legend of Korra, just to kind of compare and contrast the 2 series. Then I have, how many copies of this? I have 3 DVD copies of James Cameron's Avatar 1. And then I have a theatrical Blu-ray. And the 3-disc extended collector's edition. Here on Blu-ray, here's disc 1. Hopefully that showed up well. Disc 2. And disc 3. So in total, I have 5 copies of the original Avatar, or James Cameron Avatar movie. I don't think I'll go that nuts with Avatar: The Way of Water. I might just get the Blu-ray combo pack and call it good, unless there's an extended cut like this. But then I would get the extended cut and the theatrical. But I only have I'm only planning on having 2 discs for that for the Blu-ray DVD combo. Moving right along, we have Avengers of Justice: Farce Wars. It's just as bizarre as the title would indicate, but it's actually surprisingly fun to watch. I need to check that out again, or rewatch that soon, because how ridiculous and fun it was. Then we have The Awakening Land, a 3-disc, I think, mini-series. All the discs look the same, but the next 2 are a little bit brighter, so you might be able to tell what it says more on disc 3 here. And then I have the first of 5 Baby Geniuses movies right here. Hilarious, childish humor right here. A lot of baby humor jokes and stuff like that. I want to get at least 3 of them. The first 3. The 4th and 5th one I could do without, but I want to at least have the first 3 from that franchise, which isn't reflected in my cases right now because I have that one, and then right immediately the next slot over is Babylon AD. Let's see. I don't know why you can see that. Then I have a DVDs of each of the Back to the Future movies. I want to try and get the Blu-ray, or like the special edition Blu-ray or whatever, or anniversary edition Blu-ray collection of the three. But here's Back to the Future 1. I'm only going to show the disc for the first one. I ended up handwriting the runtime on it. That's what the red down below was. Red ink. But yeah, the discs look the same, only disc or see or yeah. The discs for 2 and 3 have kind of like the Roman numeral for 2 with the II and the Roman numeral for 3 III, or the triple I on here on the discs. But other than that, they're the same style of disc. And then we have, moving right along, we have The Bad Guys, a cute animated DreamWorks movie from 2022. I want to say I watched this one with my dad or watched it by myself, and it's really cute. I enjoyed it. Had a great time with that. I'd like to try and get a Blu-ray for that. Then we have Bad Moms 1, a slot for Bad Moms 2, and then a Bad Moms Christmas here. I remember I wasn't all that impressed with the original Bad Moms the first time I saw it, before ever watching WandaVision, and because one of the characters in Bad Moms 1 is portrayed by Kathryn Hahn, who played Agatha Harkness in WandaVision. And so I might rewatch that and enjoy it a little bit more, because since she is in it, and I thoroughly enjoyed WandaVision. Case in point, about a month and a half or 2 months ago, I finished my 9th rewatch of WandaVision, or maybe my 10th, of watching the entire series from beginning to end. I love, 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 love WandaVision. Then we have Bakugan Battle Brawlers volumes 1 through 5 for season 1. I don't know if DVDs exist for seasons 2 through 4. And season 4 was kind of split in half. The first half of it had one story, and then it took like a mid-season break or something like that, and came back with a completely different storyline for the second half of the season. New bad guy and everything. But yeah, but I only had the first 5 volumes of season 5. I think there were, or season 1. I think there were 9 volumes or something like that, because I think, and with the discs of it for it that I have, which I'm only going to show the first one because they're pretty much the same detailing on all of them. Well, I might show disc 5 because it has one of the symbols on it. But there we go. It had, I think, 52 episodes total, and I think disc 5, and the last episode on there is like episode 23 or something like that. Anyway, then we have Bambi, the classic cartoon, disc 1 and disc 2. Good golly, I'm already at close to an hour here. Then we have Band of Brothers, disc 1. I'm only going to show the first disc, even though they do each have different, all 6 of the discs do have different designs on them, but I'm trying to make this a little bit shorter because I need to get a drink of Gatorade or something before, or I'm going to pause at the end of this case, and then before starting case 2, I'm going to have a little bit of Gatorade to wet my whistle a little bit. Then we have The Bank Job. That one was an interesting little heist movie. Then we have Baptists at Our Barbecue, a really funny Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints type story, where a congregation of my faith and had a barbecue, and the barbecue got crashed by a bunch of rivaling Baptists. Then we have Barely Legal. I'm not going to show the disc for that or the next two, which are Basic Instinct 1 and 2. Then we have Bates Motel seasons 1 through 5, complete series in other words. If you like the Psycho story, this kind of fleshes it out a bit as like an origin story, but it isn't a self-contained timeline that does not affect the original 4 Psycho movies at all. It's complete. It's in its own separate timeline and franchise, telling the story the way they want, or the way the producers of the series wanted to. Starring Freddie Highmore as Norman Bates. He did a phenomenal job. The discs all look the same, minus the coloring of the discs for all 5 seasons. So I'm just gonna see the one I did. But definitely check it out if you like the Psycho series. Then we have Battle of the Bulge Wonderland. I think that might be a World War II story. I haven't watched that one yet, but I should check it out soon, because I want to be able to give a review on it or something. Then we have Baywatch, the movie from 2017, starring Dwayne Johnson and Zac Efron. It's an alright lifeguard story. Where lifeguards of the Baywatch, or Baywatch is what the lifeguard organization is called, and mostly Dwayne Johnson, but also kind of a few of the other lifeguards in the movie, try and stop a money laundering deal that's happening near their beach. And then we have a two-pack on the same disc of stage productions for Beauty and the Beast and Sleeping Beauty. Obviously, since Beauty and the Beast is listed first, I put it under B for Beauty. Then we have Disney's animated Beauty and the Beast 1, disc 1. Disc 2 does look different, so I will go ahead and show that. Here's disc 2 with Lumiere and Cogsworth. Is that the clock character's name? It's been a while since I've watched it. I'm sorry. Then we have Beauty and the Beast 2, The Enchanted Christmas. And until I got this next one, I didn't know there was a trilogy of animated Beauty and the Beast movies. And this one, and Beauty and the Beast 3, Belle's Magical World. Then we have Beauty and the Beast, the live-action remake starring Emma Watson, right? Hermione Granger, Emma Watson, I think so. Here's that. She did a pretty good job. Her dress her yellow dress that she has near the end of the movie looks absolutely beautiful on her. And then we have next up, Because I Said So. Two copies of Bedtime Stories. Both look exactly the same, so I'll just show one of them. Oops, almost dropped it. Then we have B Movie. Then we have Beethoven's 1 and 2. the St. Bernard Beethoven stories. And then we have 3 and 4. 5 and 6. Beethoven's Big Break. 7 and 8. Beethoven's Christmas Adventure and Beethoven's Treasure Tale. Tail spelt like a dog's tail, T-A-I-L instead of T-A-L-E. Little dog humor. Come on now. Then we have Beetlejuice. I will not be saying it 2 more times. Great movie though. So great that I want to get a 4K combo pack. Then we have Behind Enemy Lines. I think that's a more recent war story. The story portrayed is of a more recent war than say World War II or the Vietnam War. I want to say it was more like the Iraq War or something. And then we have finishing off this case is the first of 2 discs for Ben 10 Season 1, the OG Ben 10. And last night while I was watching Justice League War, I noticed a lot of sound effects in that animated DC movie sound like sound effects used in this Ben 10 series. So it had some real positive nostalgia for me there. I'm going to go ahead and pause right here and get something to drink, and then I'll be back in just a minute to do case number 2. But as far as my audience is concerned, I won't be gone at all because I'm hitting the pause button right now. Okay, now I'm back after having a little bit of Gatorade, and ready to do case number 2. And then I think after case number 2, I'll call it good for tonight, because case 1 took 1 hour and 7 minutes. And so tomorrow I'll probably do cases 3 through 6, and then earlier in the day, on Wednesday, I'll try and do cases 7 through 13. But here we go. Here is Ben 10 Season 1, Disc 2 with Heat Blast here. Some of the sound effects that I mentioned just a minute ago with the first disc that seemed to have carried over into Justice League War were the sounds that Heat Blast makes when he's shooting fireballs at things. I'm not able to mimic it, unfortunately. I do know how to make a lot of different sounds, but that is not included. Then we have Ben 10 Season 2 Disc 1 with Cannon Bolt on it. And Disc 2 with Ghost Freak. The regular, or Omnitrix version of Ghost Freak, not the villain version, because he does become a villain after escaping the Omnitrix. And he looks a lot creepier and cooler then. Then we have Season 3 Disc 1. Disc 2 looks the same as this one, so I'll just show Disc 1 for that season, and then I'll show both for Season 4. And this one has Ditto, who can replicate himself, similar to how Echo Echo does in Ben 10 Alien Force and Ultimate Alien. And then Season 4 Disc 2 for the original Ben 10 series has Waybig on it. Then we have a live-action Ben 10 movie called Ben 10 Race Against Time. I want to try and get Ben 10 Alien Swarm as well. But I don't have slots reflecting that right now because I decided that it was more important to try and get volumes 1 through 6 of Ben 10 Alien Force, since I have volume 7 right here. I want to try and get the complete series for Alien Force and Ultimate Alien, both complete series. Is the plural of series still series? I'm not sure. Then we have the BFG animated movie, original animated movie from 1989. It's pretty good. I think I like this version better than the live action version, but that is to be determined because I do thoroughly enjoy the live action version as well. This one is from 2016. I only have it on Blu-ray so far. I want to try and get a DVD for this one and a Blu-ray of the original. And then we have The Bible, the Epic Miniseries, Disc 1 of 4. I might show all of them. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and show all the discs here. Disc 2. 3. I need to rewatch this show soon. And 4. Then we have Greatest Heroes and Legends of the Bible, Disc 1. These are a bunch of animated movies. And this blue disc here, it's not Blu-ray, it's a DVD, but the disc itself, as you can see, is blue at the top. The disc 2 is orange at the top. This one features Life with Jesus, The Miracles of Jesus, Jonah and the Whale, The Apostles, The Last Supper, Crucifixion and Resurrection, Joseph and the Coat of Many Colors, and Joseph and the Coat of Many Colors. And then the orange disc here, disc 2, has Daniel in the Lion's Den, Samson and Delilah, The Story of Moses, David and Goliath, Sodom and Gomorrah, and Joshua and the Battle of Jericho, right here. And then the discs all look the same for this next 5-disc set, and that is Ancient Secrets of the Bible. Disc 1 is Sodom and Gomorrah, Walls of Jericho, and Walls of Jericho. 2 features to a disc here. Then we have Noah's Ark and Ark of the Covenant on disc 2. I tried to put those in the order that they happen in the Bible itself. Then we have Moses' 10 Commandments and Moses' Red Sea Miracle right here. The Tower of Babel and Shroud of Turin. And the last disc here has Battle of David and Goliath and Samson, and Samson separately. David and Goliath and Samson. David and Goliath and Samson. Something I want to get a Blu-ray of is Tom Hanks in Big. And then we have The Big Trees. I might get rid of this one because I have no idea what it's about. I haven't watched it yet. I'll make my decision about whether or not to keep it in the collection after seeing it. But it was one of those impulse buys that I'm like, I don't know what this is, but here it is. I'm buying something. And then these next 3 are 4 fantasy movies on 2 discs that are reversible. Disc 1, Side A, has The Poseidon Adventure, and Side B has Blackbeard. The glare problem there with the lighting of the overhead light and the brightness of the screen. So I apologize for that again. Then Disc 2, Side A, has The Curse of King Tut's Tomb, and Side B is Merlin's Apprentice. I think all 4 of those movies are close to, if not longer than 3 hours each, which is surprising given they're only on 2 discs that are double-sided, because I don't know what the capacity of a disc is, like how much how much story you could fit on a DVD. But yeah, there you go. I have 5 empty slots for season 1 of Blacklist. I do have the first 3 seasons, but the first season I put back in its individual case so that Mom could watch it. But I still have the discs for seasons 2 and 3 here. They all look the same, so I'll just show one of them, as has been the case thus far. Then we have the Blair Witch Project, or Blair Witch 1 as I like to call it. Kind of a okay first movie in a series, or first installment in a trilogy of sorts. The one I think is the better of the three, or my personal favorite of the trilogy, is Book of Shadows Blair Witch 2. This one has my favorite story line as far as the three are concerned, and that's really the only one that has a bunch of really like horror, creepy stuff going on. And then we have Blair Witch 3 from 2016. I like each of them enough to give them 4K combos eventually, but I haven't gotten to that point yet. I still only have them all on DVD. Then we have The Blind Side. The Blue and the Gray, some sort of war story. I'm not sure which war that one is either. Same with Beyond Enemy Lines from the previous case, from case 1, I mean. There's 3 discs for that. They do look different, so I'll go ahead and show each one. Right here. That's disc 2. And disc 3. Does it have the runtime on it? Oh, each disc has its own unique runtime. Cool. I think the case, or the individual plastic hard case for it had the total runtime. This one has the runtime per disc. Sometimes each disc has the same runtime, even though it's not the same for each disc. It's nice that it's individually done here. Sometimes the disc doesn't have the runtime on it at all, and you have to look at the case for that. And sometimes the case doesn't have the runtime, which gets me annoyed because I like to know how long things are. I keep track of my runtime on one calculator, number of discs on another calculator, and the number of actual movie titles on a third one. And I think the number of titles that I'm up to now is like 4,040 or 4,044 or something like that. With a short, or not a short, a milestone goal of 5,000. And then we have, moving right along after we got a little sidetracked there, is Blue Collar Comedy Tour, the movie, number 1. I haven't been able to find the second one yet, but I do have the third one, Blue Collar Comedy Tour, One for the Road. That is the third movie in the trilogy. I don't have the second one. A franchise where I only have one out of the 3 movies is The Blue Lagoon, right here. That one's kind of a growing up alone on an island or a boy and a girl growing up on an island alone, only ever having each other, and they end up getting married and dying, or having a kid and dying on the island eventually. And I'm not sure why it was made into a trilogy, but it was. It just, after watching the first movie, it felt like a complete story from beginning to end without having a second and third movie tacked onto it. But I still want to try and get the second and third one. Then we have Entertaining the Troops, Bob Hope, a 4-disc collection here. Looks like these are Christmas movies, maybe? Yeah, I think they're Christmas movies. Here's disc 1. Disc 2 and 3 are also blue like this. and look the same, but disc 4 is green and has that pattern on it there. I'm not going to read the titles on these ones, but it looks like there's 3 or 4 on each disc here. And then we have Thanks for the Memories, the Bob Hope specials. This one is a 6-disc set, but they all look the same, so I'll only show the first one. This one has 3 titles on it. Then we have 3 titles on disc 2, 2 on disc 3, 2 on disc 4, 3 on disc 5, and 2 on disc 6. Then we have Body Double. Something I want to get a Blu-ray of is Bolt, a superhero dog in movies that when he is exposed to the real world, realizes he's not actually a super dog, but it's still a really funny story there. When I want to rewatch soon, now that I've talked about it a little bit. Then we have the Boogeyman and the Boogeyman, or Return of the Boogeyman. These are the original ones from, I think, late 80s and early 90s. So I left a single slot for a Blu-ray for that. And then we have Boogeyman, or the Boogeyman trilogy with Boogeyman 1, which I have seen, Boogeyman 2, and Boogeyman 3, which I have not yet seen. One of these days I will be making a ranking video for those 3, but I'll need to watch the second and third one before I can do that and rewatch the original. Then I have 2 copies of the Book of Eli, both on DVD, both look the same. Then we have Book of Mormon, Gospel Study Companion, discs 1 and 2. Right there, they both look the same. Then we have Book of Mormon DVD presentations for youth and adult Sunday school gospel doctrine classes. Then we have The Book Thief, a World War II story. Takes place during World War II, I mean. Then we have The Boss Baby 1 and The Boss Baby 2, Family Business. The S's on business in this case are both dollar signs, which I think is a cute little detail on the disc. I've only seen the first one, but I would like to get Blu-rays for both. But I'd have to watch both. Similar to the Boogeyman trilogy, I want to do a ranking on these 2, but I would need to rewatch one and first time view the second one before doing that. Then we have Bounty. Looks like an old a Western. 2 different designs for the Bourne Identity. Here's design 1 and design 2 for the Explosive Extended Edition there. I also have 2 copies of Bourne Supremacy, but I'm only going to show one of the discs because they're completely identical. Bourne Supremacy there. 2 DVDs. I left slots for 4K combo packs for both, or for all 3, or all 3 of these ones. And then for 4 and 5, we'll get to that in a second. But here's Bourne Ultimatum with a different alternate disc. They're both a theatrical version, but for some reason one disc is blue and one is reflective color, reflective silvery color. And then we have the Bourne Legacy on DVD. This one stars one Jeremy Renner. And then here is the Blu-ray with slots for the 4K combo pack. And then here's Jason Bourne. This is the 5th movie in the series. And here is the Blu-ray for it. Again, there is a slot, or there are 2 slots for a 4K combo pack because I love the Jason Bourne movies. Then we have The Boy Next Door. Two DVD copies of Brave. The second one came in a Blu-ray or a 3-disc Blu-ray DVD combo pack. But here's the Blu-ray disc 1 and the bonus Blu-ray disc right here. The second DVD looks the same as the first one did, so I'm just going to show one of them. Then we have a Mel Gibson movie, Braveheart. Lots of brutal war action or war violence. Slots for a 4K combo pack for that one. Then we have The Adventures of Brer Rabbit right here. Brick Mansions starring Paul Walker, only on Blu-ray, or at least I only have the Blu-ray. I don't know if I'm sure there was a DVD release, but I only have the Blu-ray. And then we have Bridge to Terabithia. I thoroughly enjoy this one. I also have a burned copy of it that I'll go ahead and show right there. That one's hard to read with the glares that we've been experiencing. And then we have Bridget Jones's Diary right here. It's an alright movie. Wasn't super impressed with it. Then we have Bringing Up Baby, which doesn't make the title doesn't make any sense to me. But it's from 1938, probably a black and white movie, even though the disc has the characters colorized. And we have Bruce Almighty, Toon Factory, Bugs Bunny, Bugs Bond Rally. I have this under B for Bugs Bunny. Then we have A Bug's Life, Collector's 2-disc Collector's Edition. Sometimes I can't English. I would like to get a 3-disc Blu-ray combo pack for that one. Here's disc 2 for the DVD. Then we have I watched this, and judging from the story portrayed in Bully, I know that it is not simply bully, it's stop bullying, like end bullying. This is the PG-13 version. I want to get the regular version as well, which I imagine is probably rated R if they specified PG-13 version on this disc that I have. Then we have Burn the Ships. Looks like a baseball story. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. I want to say Deadpool references this movie. Then we have the director's cut and theatrical cut on a reversible disc for the Butterfly Effect 1. Sorry, the glare makes it hard to see. I want to get a Blu-ray for that version, and then a combined Blu-ray for this double feature of Butterfly Effects 1 and 2. These are just the theatrical version is on this. So I have them. I have the reversible disc with director's cut side up. I'm gonna rewatch that and then watch the second one and third one. The director's cut of the original, I should say. And then here's the Butterfly Effect 3 Revelations. This is from a After Dark Horror Fest 3 8 Films to Die For collection, but it's just the one story on the disc there. I don't know what the other 8 films in that collection were, and honestly, I don't really care. because that was the one that I was after. Then Buzz Lightyear Star Command: The Adventure Begins. Why is the series for this not on DVD at all? Disney, release this, please, or put it on Disney Plus. Such a great show. It's annoying and sad that it's not easily accessible. And then we have, moving right along, we have 2022's Lightyear, which I want to get the 4K combo pack of, so I have slots for for each disc. I imagine it'd be only 2 discs, a 4K and a Blu-ray. And then we have Cabin Fever, which I want to get on Blu-ray. I don't really care to get the sequel because the sequel, Cabin Fever 2, kind of sucked. But I did enjoy the first one, so I would like getting that one on Blu-ray. And then one I want to get on DVD is Cabin in the Woods. That one starred Chris Hemsworth in one of the lead male character roles. Then we have Calendar Girls. Called to Serve. Okay. Sorry, I paused to get another drink of my Gatorade. I've got a blue Mountain Berry Blast Powerade right here. I call them Gatorades because they're basically the same thing as far as I can tell. Then on identical DVD and Blu-ray, we have Carrie, the original from 1976, which is tied for my favorite with the remake. I'm going to go ahead and show the Blu-ray for that as well. I want to get the original and the 2013 Chloe Grace Moretz version of Carrie, both on 4K combo packs, or through 4K, I should say. Probably wouldn't be a combo pack because I got a standalone Blu-ray for it for the original. But ones that I only enjoyed enough to get on Blu-ray and not 4K is The Rage Carrie 2 and the 2002 version of Carrie, the original, or not the original, like Carrie 1, I should say. This is the 2002 version, which was severely watered down in a made-for-TV version. And then one that is just as good as the original is Carrie 2013. Yeah. And then we have, I also have some of my music in with my movies, and I count them as movies in my since I have them with the rest of my movies in collections. And the first 2 music CDs in here are Carrie Underwood's Some Hearts and Carrie Underwood Play On. Then I have 2 different copies of Cars 1 before getting the Blu-rays. For each one, we have Cars 1 and Cars 1 again. And I realize I don't have enough slots for the Blu-ray DVD combo packs that Pixar usually does, or that Disney Pixar movies have, which gives you a DVD, a Blu-ray, and a Blu-ray bonus disc. So when I end up tracking down those, or the Blu-rays for the Cars trilogy, I'm gonna have to. Here's Cars 2. I'm gonna have to reevaluate how I have this sorted. And here's Cars 3, because I only have 1 slot for each Blu-ray, and they're gonna be 3-disc Blu-ray DVD combo packs. Then we have Casper and Casper Meets Wendy. I like this one a little bit more than this one, because it's kind of a cute friendship story. And then we have Castaway. Catch Me If You Can, Disc 1. Disc 2 looks the same, but the background is white. I'll go ahead and show that there. Then we have The Cat in the Hat, live action looks like. Cats and Dogs, I think that's the first one. And I'm pretty sure Cats and Dogs, The Revenge of Kitty Galore is the second one. I think there's 4 in total, but I just have those 2 and I'm okay with that. And then we have The Cave. A Celebration of Life. There's a sticker on that disc that annoys me. Okay. I stopped for another drink there. Then we have Cellular, starring Chris Evans. This came out before he became Captain America. I want to say this is from 2004, but I do like this story quite a bit. I don't know if a 4K exists for it, but I'm pretty sure there is a Blu-ray, so I have a slot for the Blu-ray. And only on Blu-ray so far, I have Centurion. I'm not even sure if this is a Region 1 thing or not. It has a bunch of like foreign characters on the rim of the disc on the bottom here. Right over here, it has a bunch of foreign characters on it. From a foreign language. I don't know what language that is, but hopefully it's playable in America. Otherwise, I'll be taking that out of my collection as well. And then on 2 identical discs, we have CES Satellite Training Broadcast from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Both discs look the same, so I'm not gonna show both, but here's disc 1. It lists a bunch of different languages that the presentation is available in on that disc and the other disc. Then we have Charlie Wilson's War, which I think might be set during the Iraq War period, or one of the Iraq wars. Then we have the original animated 1973, Charlotte's Web movie. Then we have Charlotte's Web 2, Wilbur's Great Adventure, right here. And I have 2 copies of the 2006 live-action Charlotte's Web movie. I'm only going to show one of them. There it is. That one stars a very young Dakota Fanning, not Elle Fanning. Dakota Fanning, I'm pretty sure. Then we have Cheaper by the Dozen 1, Steve Martin version. Tom Welling, aka Clark Kent in Smallville, is in both of these Steve Martin versions as one of the dozen kids. Here's Cheaper by the Dozen 2. I hope there's Blu-rays available for those because I want to get them on Blu-ray, as well as the Disney Plus version that came out fairly recently. I want to get DVDs and Blu-ray, or DVD and Blu-ray for that as well. Then we have Chicken Little, decent so-so movie. Child's Play the original with slots for a 4K combo pack, as well as for the rest of the Chucky movies. Here's Child's Play 2, slots for the triple format. Child's Play 3, same 2-slot opening. Child's Play 4, Bride of Chucky. Five, Seed of Chucky. 6, Curse of Chucky. And 7, Cult of Chucky. All 7 of those movies have 2 slots after following, or 2 empty slots following them for 4K combo packs. And then I have Season 1 discs 1 and 2 for Chucky Season 1. Really good show. It follows a timeline of the original 7 movies. And so I have it before 2019's Child's Play remake, In this one, Mark Hamill voices Chucky. Did a really good job, actually. I was quite impressed. I am a big fan of Mark Hamill's. He obviously he's great as Luke Skywalker in Star Wars, and he does a really good job voicing the Joker in a bunch of DC animated movies. And then he's the voice of Chucky here. And then moving along, we have Children of Men and Doomsday on the same disc. I've seen Doomsday. It's a post-apocalyptic, like, I'm trying to think of what the term is, but anyway, it's got that kind of post-apocalyptic vibe to it. Lots of action, lots of violence. Then we have copy 1 of A Christmas Carol with the Charles Dickens version. I have 2 copies, but in between the 2 copies, I have the Jim Carrey A Christmas Carol Disney animated feature. And then here's my second copy of A Christmas Carol with by Charles Dickens. I don't know why I have the 2 separated with the Jim Carrey version. I just decided to do that for grins and giggles, I guess. And then we have copy 1 of Christmas Story 1, discs 1 and 2. Then I got I think a Blu-ray combo pack or something of A Christmas Story 1. Here's the DVD, which is really hard to see right there. And then the Blu-ray looks like the disc of the previous version, or disc 1 of the previous version. And then the Blu-ray for Christmas Story 2 looks the same as the 2 DVDs that I have, DVD combo pack. And then I got it separately by itself on DVD. But here's the Blu-ray. The DVDs look exactly the same. Then we have Christmas with the Cranks, which I left a slot for a Blu-ray of. Chronicle, same deal, slot for a Blu-ray. Then we have Church History, Beginnings in New York, 1805 to 1831. Right there for disc 1. Disc 2 is from Kirkland to Nauvoo, 1831 to 1846. And disc 3 covers Trek West to Worldwide Church, 1846 to present, as of release, which was 2005. I got a lot of church training videos like these. And then we have copy 1 of 3 for the original animated Cinderella. I got a standalone DVD for that, and then I got a Blu-ray DVD combo pack for the Diamond Edition here. Here's an anniversary edition, and then a Diamond Edition. And then I have Cinderella 2, Dreams Do Come True, copy 1, and copy 2 that came in a Blu-ray combo pack with the third movie, where 2 and 3 were on separate DVDs but the same Blu-ray disc. But here is my original copy of Cinderella 3, A Twist in Time, my personal favorite of the trilogy. And here's the one that came in that Blu-ray combo pack I just mentioned. And here's the 2-movie collection of the Blu-rays here. And then we have, up next, A Cinderella Story starring Hilary Duff. And a version starring Drew Barrymore, which is called Ever After, A Cinderella Story. Then we have the live-action remake of Cinderella on Blu-ray DVD combo pack right there. Or I think it's standalone DVD and then a 4K combo pack, because I also have the 4K right here. Pretty dress. Then we have City of Enoch, Sweet Redeemer. That is a music album. Highly recommend it. As well as City of Enoch, Lamb and Lion. A bunch of great songs. If you like listening to uplifting songs, definitely get those two albums. They're really good for uplifting music. Then we have Civil War Battlefields, Gettysburg, Wilderness and Spotsylvania Appomattox. I probably butchered that those last two words on there. And disc 2 features Manassas, Antietam, Fredericksburg, and Chancellorsville, right here. Then we have 5 identical discs for the American Civil War. I'll read off what's on each of the discs, but I'll just show this one since the first 5 look the same. And this one features Our Peculiar Institution, Rally Around the Flag on disc 1. Disc 2 has Scott's Plan and Facing Both Ways. Disc 3 has We're Coming, Father Abraham, and Lee's Masterpiece. Disc 4 is High Water Mark and General Grant's War. And then disc 5 is The Butcher's Bill and Jubilation. And the next 5 discs that are pretty much identical are The American Civil War Beyond the Battlefields. Here's disc 1. This one is An Industrial War, or disc 1, An Industrial War, Steam Goes to War, Mini Balls and Balloons. And then we have disc 2, A Change is About to Come, Emancipation Doesn't Make You Free, Black Soldiers North and South. That's kind of what the emancipation was to free slaves, which was a great thing that happened. Disc 3, Johnny Reb and Billy Yank, a Confederate soldier's diary and a Union soldier's diary. Disc 4 has Battle Stations, Naval War on the Oceans, and the Ironclads, as well as the Ironclads and the River War. In disc 5, Taps, is the Assassination of Lincoln, Reconstruction, and the Klan. Then we have the Ultimate Civil War series. I only have disc 1 for that. I don't know how many discs are in that 150th anniversary edition of the actual event itself. Obviously, they didn't have movies back in the Civil War times. And then we have Clash of the Titans from the 80s on DVD with a slot for a Blu-ray. If you're wondering where the remakes are or the remake Clash of the Titans in 2010 and Wrath of the Titans from 2012 are, those are under W for Wrath of the Titans. So we'll get to those in a much later video. Then we have a 12-disc set of 50 classic musicals. I'm not going to read off what each of them are because it would just take too long. But yeah, that's a 12-disc collection there. Then we have Walt Disney's Classic Cartoon Favorites Volume 1 starring Mickey Mouse. Volume 2 starring Donald Duck. With slots for volumes 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we have volume 8, Holiday Celebration with Mickey and Pals. Slot for 9, 10, and 11. And then volume 12, Best Pals, Mickey and Pluto. And then here are those other two Adam Sandler movies that I mentioned when we were still in the number section with 50 First Dates and Big Daddy. These two are the ones I wasn't all that interested in, and they are Click and Mr. Deeds. And we have Clock Stoppers, What If You Had the Power to Stop Time? A cool Nickelodeon movie from the early 2000s. Close Encounters of the Third Kind, a 2-disc version. I think this is just a regular theatrical version. And then I have the 30th Anniversary Ultimate Edition DVDs. I had 3 discs. One for the original theatrical, disc 2 for special edition, and disc 3 for the director's cut, all of which maintained the PG rating. Usually, especially with director's cuts, if they're PG, it'll push it to PG-13, and if it's a director cut of a PG-13, or like an Ultimate Edition in the case of Batman v Superman, then it pushes it from PG-13 to R. There are a few exceptions to that, like the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Both the theatrical and the extended cuts are PG-13. That is not the case for the Hobbit trilogy. The extended cut of Battle of the Five Armies, the third one, goes from PG-13 on the theatrical to rated R on the extended cut. I only have the extended cut of The Hobbit 1, but I have all 3 of the extended Lord of the Rings movies. And then we have, moving right along here, from getting sidetracked, we have Closer, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 1 and 2 on the same disc. Like I said about the Men in Black movies earlier for the Blu-rays, I planned on this being individually Blu-rayed, or Blu-ray 1 and a Blu-ray 2 for 2. So I have 2 slots saved instead of just 1. Then I have with plans to get a Blu-ray combo pack. I have Cloverfield 1, an existing Blu-ray combo pack for 10 Cloverfield Lane, aka Cloverfield 2, and then Cloverfield 3, the Cloverfield Paradox, with a slot for DVD. And then here's the DVD for 10 Cloverfield Lane. I debated whether or not to show that, but I just did, so there you go. Then I have, with a slot for a Blu-ray, Clue the movie. Phenomenal movie. If you like murder mysteries and alternate endings, Clue the movie is definitely a great movie to check out. It is magnificent. And then we have Coco on DVD with 3 slots open for the Blu-ray DVD combo pack. Then we have the Cokeville Miracle, which I hope there's a Blu-ray or a 4K of, but I might just have to have to settle with only Blu-ray, because a lot of church movies only have dual format capabilities, DVD and Blu-rays. But this is the Cokeville Miracle is a great story about a foiled terrorist attack on a I think elementary school, where only the bomber and his wife end up getting killed in the blast, miraculously. And then we have The Collector with a slot before it, or after it, for The Collection. I think I have that mixed up. I had it below. It should be above. And then we have a 6-disc collection of where they all look the same for 2013's Come Follow Me. Come Follow Me lessons. Disc 1 has January and February on it. Disc 2 has March and April. Disc 3, May, June, and July. Disc 4, August and September. Disc 5 had October, November, and December, and then additional training materials are found on Disc 6. And then we have Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando. And then I have all 3 formats, Blu-ray, DVD, and 4K combos for the commuter. I found the Blu-ray or the 4K combo pack when I went thrift shopping in Eastern Washington for $3 at Goodwill, and $3 for a 4K is pretty much unheard of. That is such a great deal. I was very happy. Hopefully I have similar luck with Nonstop, another Liam Neeson action movie. Action movie. Then we have Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen right here. Confidence. 2 DVD copies of The Conjuring with slots for the 4K combo pack. Or it might not be a combo pack, I'm not sure. And then we have The Conjuring 2, again 2 slots for 4K and Blu-ray with 2 existing DVDs. And then we have The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It, with slots for triple formatting. Then we have Corpse Bride, Tim Burton movie. Couples Retreat. If I try and remove the sticker, it'll end up like like one of my other movies. I'll always know what you did last summer, the 3rd movie in that franchise, where I did in fact remove the sticker here on that disc, and now it has sticky residue on it, so I might try and replace that with a Blu-ray DVD combo pack, because I want to try and get Blu-rays for all 3 of those movies. And then we have The Court Jester. I think this is a Cary Grant movie. The Covenant. That one's a wolf story, a werewolf type story. Then we have Cowboys and Aliens. Creature Feature Volume 1. This is a music album. Something I want to try and get on Blu-ray as well is the original Creature from the Black Lagoon from the classic Universal Monsters collection here. Right here. I want to try and get that one also on Blu-ray. Since it's so old, from like the 40s or 50s or something, or maybe even the 30s, it doesn't need a rating because it's extremely innocent. Then we have The Creeps, which has midget versions of, I think, a werewolf, Dracula, Frankenstein's the monster, and a mummy or something like that. And they're like midget versions. Then we have Critters 1 and 2, the main course. And then Critters 3 and 4. 3 is You Are What You Eat, and 4 is just 4. I left slots for combined Blu-rays for 1 and 2, and then a combined Blu-ray for 3 and 4. Since the DVDs were combined, I imagine they would probably still be combined on the Blu-ray. Then we have Crossbones, Season 1, Disc 1. I think there only was 1 season ever made of that, which is kind of sad because it was a really good series. Here's Disc 2, starring John Malkovich. And then we have A Current Teaching Emphasis from the Church Essential Systems, or Educational Systems, not essential, but educational right there. Disc 2 looks exactly the same, so I'm not going to show that one. Then on Blu-ray, I have The Curse of La Llorona. I want to try and get the DVD and a 4K combo. So I have 3 slots, 1 empty before it and 2 empty after that. Then we have The Cutting Edge. Funny story about this one that I noticed on the case for it in America. It's rated PG, but in Canada, for some reason, it is rated R. I wish I knew why, but I guess I don't know the Canadian rating system that well. And then we have Daddy Daycare and Daddy Day Camp that I would like to get individual Blu-rays of. Daffy Duck and Friends, more Looney Tune cartoons. Then we have A Dangerous Man. I want to say this is a Sylvester Stallone or maybe Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Like in the Scriptures, Daniel and the Lions. The Dark Crystal movie. Date movie, unrated. Date Night. I think that one's a Steve Carell movie. David and Goliath, like in the Scriptures. This one's my favorite of the Like in the Scripture stories. Yeah. And then we have Dawn of the Dead, director's cut. And Land of the Dead, again, the director's cut. Both of them came together in a 2-movie collection. Separate cases, but they came together in a box set type thing. And then we have The Day After. And the last movie for this portion, or for this video, where I'm going to end here, is on The Day After Tomorrow. Alright, so that is it for this video. I'll do cases 3 through 6 tomorrow, trying to get an earlier start on that, so I have more time to do so. It's going on 10 p.m. right now, on April 30th, 2023. So I'll be checking back tomorrow with cases 3 through 6, like I said, and then maybe either Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on what I end up doing on Tuesday. It might end up having to be a Wednesday morning. I'll try doing cases 7 through 12 or 7 through 13, but we'll see how long it takes, because just doing 2 cases so far puts us at 2 hours and 3 minutes almost. So there you go. Have a nice day.